Welcome everybody to this ordinary meeting of council, the first meeting of this term of council. This meeting is being broadcast by council's website, and I wish everyone who is viewing at home a very good evening, and we hope you are doing well. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting, the lands to where tonight's broadcast reaches. We also pay our respects to the elders and to the elders from other communities who may be in attendance. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the late leading senior constable Dennis Cox, who was so tragically taken earlier this month in an accident. Memorial service is currently underway in Sea Lake, and our thoughts are with his families, his friends, and to the Buloke communities, particularly the Sea Lake and the Burrawillick and Colwell communities, where he touched many members, and also to his Victoria Police colleagues. Just some housekeeping before we get the meeting underway. As CEO, I am the interim chair of this meeting until item 6.3, which is the election of the mayor report. When the election of the mayor takes place, the mayor will then assume the chairing of the remainder of the meeting. If the broadcast of tonight's council meeting experiences technical difficulties and drops out, the meeting will be adjourned for 30 minutes to re-establish connection. Okay. So on to the order of business. Do we have any apologies? No. Councillors, can I please have someone move that council adopt the minutes of the ordinary meeting held on Wednesday the 14th of October 2020 and Thursday the 22nd of October 2020. So there's Councillor Stewart. Is there anyone opposed? No speakers? It is carried. Request for leave of absence. Do we have any requests for leave of absence? Item 5, declaration of pecuniary conflicts of interest. Do we have any? Is there any? You Councillor Gedley. Are there any other conflicts of interest? Thank you. 6. Councillors, as under our governance rules and under the Local Government Act, an option of electing for a 1 or 2 year term. It's important that that is decided before the election of the mayor. So councillors, they are the options. Can I please have someone move that pursuant to section 26 of the Local Government Act 2020, the council elect the mayor for a term of either 1 or 2 years being the option.
I'm going to move that for a 1 year term.
Councillor Simpson for a 1 year term. You're a secretary of that. Just read out the motion so we understand. And pursuant to section 26 of the Local Government Act, council elect the mayor for a term of 1 year. We have a mover and a seconder. Is there any opposition? Any speakers? Declare that moved. Item 6.2, we work through the same issue as the deputy mayor. I won't go through the full run sheet. We'll have one of the options about a 1 year or 2 year term for the deputy mayor term.
Move a 1 year term.
Councillor Gedley, for 1 year term. Councillor Liz is second. We'll just read that recommendation of the motion. That pursuant to Council's Governance Rules 2020 Clause 8, in accordance with the Local Government Act 2020, council elect a deputy mayor for a term of 1 year. Councillors, is there any opposition? Declare that carried. Councillors, we're on to item 6.3, which is the election of the mayor. Having previously resolved that this will be a 1 year term. Just to go through the process of the election of mayor, I will invite nominations for the office of mayor. Every nomination will require a seconder. Any councillor may refuse nomination. Once we call for nominations and there are no more nominations, councillors may have up to 3 minutes, and we'll give or take a bit on that, to make a statement before taking a vote? All right. So I'll open up for nominations. Does anyone have a nomination for the position of mayor? Councillor Milne?
Mr. Young, I'd like to nominate Councillor Darryl Warren, please.
Darryl Warren. Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Getley. Seconder. Before I call for any more, Councillor Warren, would you accept that nomination? Yes. Do we have any other?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Stewart.
Councillor Pryor has nominated Councillor Stewart. I have a seconder for that. Stewart, a seconder. Do you accept the nomination, Councillor Stewart? Got that bit. Any other nominations? Okay. Given there are no more nominations, I'll now invite the council, the nominees to make a statement. We'll go in order of nomination of who was first. So, Councillor Warren, would you like to make a statement? And you don't need to make a statement.
No, look, thank you, CEO. I don't need to make a statement.
Thank you, Councillor Warren. Councillor Stewart, would you like to make a statement?
Yes, I would like to.
I think, given we're not socially distanced, can we leave it on?
Yep.
Thank you.
Being a mayor is not about status, about controlling the council, or even about the ability to chair a meeting. Being a mayor is an absolute privilege that is not about having terms or playing politics. It's about honesty and integrity and giving the community the best leader because that is what they deserve. I believe it's also about listening to and representing the views of all ratepayers, even if those views do not necessarily align with your own. It's about doing the best for your communities and making the right decisions, not just the popular ones. I believe it's about more than rates and rubbish. It's about standing up for the rights of women as well as men. It's about ensuring equality and inclusion, being respectful of our Indigenous culture and being able to develop and maintain positive relationships with all stakeholders, no matter their origin or political persuasion. I believe it's about being unbiased and open-minded and ensuring that everyone's voice is heard and treated with respect both inside the chamber and out. I believe it's about understanding the financial and social implications of decisions so as not to adversely impact on the provision of vital services and infrastructure to ensure that the needs of our whole Shire, not just particular wards or towns, are considered and can be met now and into the future. It should not be about the individual and what you can achieve for yourself. It should be what you can inspire, motivate and empower others to accomplish. It is critical that the mayor is able to create a nurturing and healthy environment to retain our talented staff who work tirelessly to implement decisions and deliver the strategic vision as our directions and desires are worthless without them. I'm extremely proud of the team we built together over the past couple of years that led to a record capital works program by securing funding that would not have been possible without such a strong, effective partnership with a stellar reputation. During this critical time, unity and cohesiveness is more important than ever, and I stand here tonight ready to be the leader the staff and community need to navigate through the COVID recovery. I nominate out of respect for the members of the community, MPs, and other stakeholders and supporters that have requested that I run again, so that they know that I have, and always will, listen to and acknowledge their views and fight for the best interests of our people. I also do it to pay homage to our amazing staff, who I appreciate and admire so much, so that they know that I will continue to stand by them and ensure that they feel valued and recognised for the remarkable team they are. I nominate because I am the right person for the job, to maintain stability in the organisation our communities desperately need, to assist them on the long road to recovery. With established relationships that I can capitalise on and will challenge myself to grow further, I will continue to provide unbiased representation and advocate for a fair vote for all ratepayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Stewart. Given the nominations and the statements, I will shortly call for a vote with Councillor Warren being called for first, those for Councillor Warren and those for Councillor Stewart second. Okay. So councillors, all those in favour of Councillor Warren, please raise your hand. All those for Councillor Stewart? Okay. With that, I hereby declare Councillor Warren as the Mayor of the Buloke Shire Council.
Thank you, councillors. Right, having elected a mayor, we'll now move on to the election of the deputy mayor for the ensuing 12 months. Given the statements made in the CEO before, can I call for a nomination for the position of deputy mayor for the Buloke Shire for the next 12 months? Councillor.
Nominate Councillor This.
Councillor This. Do I have a seconder for the nomination? Councillor Stewart. Councillor This, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do.
Are there any other nominations? There are all silent in the room. Given that there is only one nomination for the position of deputy mayor, I declare that Councillor This is elected as the deputy mayor for the ensuing 12 months. Congratulations. Moving on to point 7, glasses and masks and so forth. At this point, it calls for statements from the mayor and the deputy mayor. At this particular stage, I'd just like to make the following statement. I'm humbled and grateful to my fellow councillors for electing me as mayor. This has been a long journey in many respects to arrive at the mayoralship of the Buloke Shire. If my family history serves me correct, it goes back to 1900 when my grandfather was born at Lake Tyrrell. Just a little bit of family history, and I can put some, I suppose, bones around that in terms of Professor Barry Golding, who was an eminent direct professor. Did a lot of research with myself and my family history, and it has been an incredible journey to have a look at where our family has come from. I suppose the next intersection in the journey to Buloke goes back to the 22nd of December in 2006, when myself and Tim Walsh from the Alternate Traders came up to Buloke Shire as part of, if you like, the rescue mission from Hobson's Bay Council. And that started the journey from where I was in those days to where I am now. There's been a lot of water going the bridge. And through that journey, I've made some great friends in the community at all levels. And I suppose in terms of the mayor's responsibility, I look forward to serving you for the next 12 months and serving everybody in the community. And that is the role of the mayor. So I thank you for entrusting me with that trusteeship, so to speak, for the next 12 months, and I look forward to working closely with everyone, because that's the issue. It is for everyone. So thank you. Could I call on Councillor This to make a statement? If you say it, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, I'm extremely honoured. Feel appreciative and proud of the councillors that have nominated me to this position. I take the position extremely seriously. It's amazing to think that 31 years ago I landed on the shores of Australia as an immigrant from South Africa, and who would have thought that I would have this great honour of being deputy mayor, helping mayor lead the Shire, which I firmly believe in. I believe that we have a lot of good years ahead of us. I believe that we build a good community together, and I look forward to the next 12 months, no matter how hard or easy they may be. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Gibson. Moving on to point 8 of the agenda, is a motion of thanks to the previous mayor and deputy mayor from the council. Prior to that motion being put, could I take the opportunity to thank both Councillor Stewart and Councillor Pollard for their incredible work over the last 12 months period. I was reminded the other day of, I suppose, a job interview where someone in 2015 said to somebody, what will you be doing in 2020 in 5 years' time? I'm sure Councillor Stewart and Councillor Pollard didn't believe that they'd be at the very pointy end of an epidemic of universal. And both to their credit, they have stepped up to the plate, to their communities, and done a damn fine job. And such a fine job. And I mean, let's not be modest, there has not been one reported coronavirus case in the Buloke Shire since this epidemic started. So to preempt that motion, I would like to move as Mayor a vote of thanks to both Councillor Stewart and Councillor Pollard for their work that they've done in that 12 months, and to acknowledge the contribution they've made to this community in their respective roles as leaders of this community. So I'm happy to say move that if I can. Do I have a second to that? Councillor Simpson, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Carried. Point 10, the council meeting check. Support is from the CEO, so I'd like the CEO to introduce this report going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A standard report at our statutory, it's not a statutory meeting anymore, but our November meeting annually is just to set the council dates for the coming 12 months. It sets out times for briefings and our ordinary meetings. No significant change to the previous council term in terms of briefings and the ordinary meeting on Wednesday, on the second Wednesday of every month. Going in December, some minor changes just to do with the induction program, but aside from that, we bring this to you for your consideration.
Thank you, CEO. Do I have a councillor to move this motion? Councillor List, seconder. Councillor Mills. Any councillors opposed to the recommendation? I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. The other report from the CEO is the appointment of delegates for the ensuing 12 months to represent the council in various committees and organisations going forward. So I have you introduce that, please, Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, another report comes to council annually. This is appointing delegates to a range of stakeholder and community committees. All of those here in front of you. It's a big task for councillors and a big task in feeding in council's priorities to those groups and also bringing priorities back to the council table for those groups. So we bring this to you for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Do I have somebody to move the recommendation? Councillor Pollard, thank you. Second, Councillor Gatwick. Anyone opposed to the recommendations? All those in favour? I take it as carried. Thank you. Point 12 on the agenda, Councillor oath of office. Again, from the CEO. If you could introduce this report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As council are aware, all councillors took the oath of office on Monday, the 16th of November. As part of the Government Act, that needs to be noted in council's minutes. Councillor Simpson took the oath of office via Zoom, and she has since signed the document that will be inserted into the minutes. But this does note that Councillor Simpson did undertake it. Thank you.
CEO. As per the council recommendations, can I have a councillor to note and to move this and note this particular report, please? Councillor Mills, can you do that, Mr. Mayor? Councillor Simpson? councillor Simpson. Anyone opposed to it? No one opposed to it. Could I put this to the vote, please? All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. I would say it's carried. Thank you. Okay, point 13, report of Assembly of Council's meetings. Recommendation of the council note, report of Assembly of Council meetings held on the 7th of October and the 21st of October 2020. Thank you. Someone move that, please. Councillor Mills, thank you. Anyone second that, please? Councillor Buloke, thank you. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Have a vote, thank you. Carried. Moving into management reports, point 14.1, the draft community engagement policy. This is from the Office of the CEO, but I'll take the manager of customer engagement. Could I call on the manager of customer engagement to introduce this particular report, please?
Thank you, Mayor. Councillors, it's with a sense of honour I present this council with their first management report for your term. It's also well timed that the first such report is indeed the draft community engagement policy. Councillors, the Local Government Act 2020 has reformed community engagement on plans, policies and decision making. The new legislation requires council to develop and maintain a community engagement policy. The policy must, among other things, replace the public submission process prescribed by Section 223 of the previous Act. This is a major change for matters such as the council plan and the annual budget. Council is required to adopt and implement a community engagement policy by 1 March 2021. The development of the new community engagement policy is also item 2.4 in the council plan 2017-21 for annual plan. Council has consulted with the community in the development of this draft policy, and this report is brought to you tonight for endorsement of the draft community engagement policy so it can be placed on exhibition for further community consultation purposes.
Thank you, Mr. Fitzgibbon. Can I have somebody to move the recommendation, please? Thank you, Councillor Collard. Have a seconder? Councillor Stewart. Thank you, Councillor Stewart. Anyone opposed to the recommendation? I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. That's carried. Item 14.2, community grants and sponsorship. Take it that the director, Mrs. Harris, will introduce this report.
I'm also honoured to present to you a major report to the City Council. The one before you is for allocation of community grants and sponsorship and sustainability fund. The report recommends $1,000 project support towards the Charlton Lions Club large community telephone directory, $2,000 project support grant to the Sea Lake Dolphin Bowls Club, and $10,000 from the Sustainability Grant Fund towards introducing renewable energy for Charlton Park.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Would I have, is there any discussion before we put this regarding this particular report, councillors? No, can I put it? Then we'll have someone to move the recommendation that's been outlined by Mrs. Harris. Councillor Miss, thank you. Seconder? Councillor Collard, thank you. Anyone opposed to the recommendation? I'll put it to the vote, please. All those in favour? So carried, thank you. We move to item 15, matters which may exclude the public. Pursuant to section 66(1) and 2A of the Local Government Act of 2020, the meeting be closed for the public to consider the following reports that are considered to contain confidential information on the grounds provided in section 3(1) of the Local Government Act 2020 as indicated. I have someone to do recommendation that we close the meeting. Thank you, Councillor Pye. Seconded, please. Councillor Viss, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Thank you. Now, we
recommending a bank about that and my real estate office also.
Yeah, we'll get you a form, before you leave tonight, otherwise
you can, have the ordinary. Council, can we, someone move that we go back and local council again, please? Councillor Biss, thank you. Councillor Mill, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you, Councillor. Thank you for coming back to the council meeting. That concludes our business for this evening. Thank you for your attendance this evening and your support, and look forward to working with you closely over the ensuing 12 months. I'll bring the meeting to close at 7:33. Hopefully that'll give us enough time for those who are travelling to Sea Lake to get there. So thank you, council, for attendance. The next meeting will be the 9th, next ordinary meeting will be the 9th of December 2020 at 7 p.m. Thank you, councillors. Good evening. Safe travel up to Sea Lake.